What's up, guys? So I have a few things today that I need to do. Right now I'm walking to the hoop house because I have some seeds here that I want to get started this week. Today is the 9th, 9 weeks before my last frost day. So what I did was go through my herbs. I knew that I wanted to start some marigolds, oregano, and thyme, but then there were some other herbs. I'm trying to sit this down. There were some other herbs that I wanted to get started. Oh no. Oh my goodness, guys. I left this box in here on the ground and it had seeds that were not inside of the bag, and now they're all wet. Which means that they will, because obviously the ground, it seeped through the ground. Oh my goodness, I cannot. That's horrible. I am so disappointed in myself. Oh my goodness. These are all soaked, which means, oh my goodness, and they're breaking. That's insane. So that's so unfortunate and unexpected. I completely didn't even realize that I left those in here. Oh my goodness. I do have Ziploc bags and other bags that I could put those seeds in, but I like having the packages so that I can see. Oh my goodness, there's so many. That's all of my pepper seeds, and then whatever else I planted, like a bunch of determinate tomatoes. I think I'm going to bring them in the house right now, set them out to let them dry. Oh my goodness. Guys. So as I walk back inside, I'm so disappointed. Okay. My daughters are catching chickens right now because I didn't think about it, but we were supposed to move the chickens from the spot that they're in now. And if I would have thought about it in advance, I would have told them not to let the, what's it called? I would have told them to not let the coop door open because we have an automatic door, and then just move them this morning, but I didn't remember until I looked out. It rained for like really bad yesterday and maybe another day. And so, so there's puddles where they're at, and so we're gonna move them. Oh my God. This is so disheartening. So I'm going to carefully, oh my goodness, peel them apart and just lay them in here. I might have just lost all of these tomatoes because once they dry, they can germinate in here and then not be viable anymore, which I hope that's not the case, but if it is, that's fine. Obviously, there's nothing I could do about it, but I just hope that it's not. But we're gonna sit these out in here for now. Oh my goodness. I might as well plant the rest of this rhubarb because I don't want to lose that. What is this? I might as well plant the rest of that artichoke. Oh gosh. Okay, so obviously some were in plastic bags and they're fine. And then some were inside of these bags, but they had plastic in them. So like this artichoke had plastic in it, so that's fine. And then this rhubarb, there were two different packages in here. So one did not have plastic in it, and the other one had rhubarb in the plastic I'm going to break this. And so I'm just going to take the rhubarb seeds, that those down there that were not in plastic, and get those planted, but the ones inside the plastic will be fine. Everything else, I literally do not need this much tomatoes or peppers, and some peppers were in plastic, so I'm just gonna let them dry out here. This has happened to me on a much smaller scale with seeds that were not so important as tomatoes or peppers, and I did lay them out, let them dry. It happened on my table. My kids spilled some water when I was planting last season, and all of my seeds were wet, and I just sat them out and let them dry, and they didn't sprout inside the bags. And so I'm hoping that this is kind of the same. I mean, this would be a heavier loss than whatever seeds I was planting last year, because this is all of my pepper seeds and then all of my determinate tomato seeds. So this would hurt a lot more. But like I said, nothing we can do. I'm going to continue about the plans of the day. So one of the plans is, I had this out here, this box was delivered, and it rained, and so then the dogs started scratching on it, and so I need to get this opened and put together. And then, like I said, my daughters are working on gathering chickens so we can move them. I just put those seeds in the hoop house. Actually, I see one fell on the ground. Let me go ahead and get that right now. We don't want, because the ground is wet, I'll put these up there. So I knew I had 2 cattle panels sitting here. What I don't know is how much wood I have, because I want to go ahead and get the ducks house built, and I am going to use 1 cattle panel as in like a hoop kind of coop, and they only need 1. I was going to do 2, but there's not that many ducks, and they free range most of the day. This is literally just to house them, and so I'm going to do 1, but I need some boards in order to make the 4 sides, and then also for the cattle panel to attach to. So I'm looking in here at what kind of wood I have. Looks like all the wood in here is pretty heavy wood. They look like 2x4s. And I don't really want to use 2x4s. And then I do have these strips, these furring strips. And these are 1x2s. I may end up using the 1x2s, because the 2x4s are just going to be maybe on 2 sides. I'm not sure. It just seems like it would be too heavy. Then again, I guess I want it to be kind of heavy in order for it not to blow away. And this is just the base. I guess I could use the 2x4s for the base, the 4 sides, put the cattle panel hoop, and then for the door use the 1x2s. I looked at some pictures. I googled some pictures online, and of like what other people have done. I haven't seen anyone that only use 1 cattle panel. The least amount of cattle panels I've seen someone use was 2. So you guys can see there's puddles all over here. This whole area right here was a really low spot, and so when they forest mulch, they tried to put most of the mulch like right there to raise that spot, but you can still see it's pretty low, and my girls are still catching chickens. I don't think you can see how bad, but there are some mud spots, and so we're gonna just take them and bring them to this side where all of that patch of green grass is, so that way they'll be closer to the house and have a fresh patch of grass. Tonight's gonna go down to like 28 degrees, so I went ahead and took my peppers that had been inside of the hoop house and put them inside the house. I need to go ahead and change my boots. I don't know why I came out here with not farm boots on, and there's puddles everywhere. I completely forgot. I went to my P.O. box this morning, well, the post office really, to mail off the rest of the seeds. So everyone that asked for seeds should have gotten them. And I got a surprise in the mail. I received this roux apron, and it's purple, so it's lovely, from Trish. And it came with a little card in it, and I was just so so happy. So thank you, Trish. It says, hi Dom, here's a garden apron for the time in the garden. Thanks for sharing your journey with us. With love, Trish. So I thought that was so sweet, so super sweet, and I can't wait to use it collecting all of the harvest this year. And yeah, I'm just so grateful. I love surprises. So that was so super sweet. I had to come in here and make me some coffee, some espresso. This is not turning out how I expected, but it's fine. we can just chat. I am actually feeling a little overwhelmed with the things that I need to do today, specifically because I ordered I ordered the first round of, well, really be the second round of meat chickens from Murray. Those are coming May 1st. Then I ordered specific egg layers, the Isa Reds. Those are specific production egg layers, so they weigh like a good amount so that you can sell eggs. Those are going to come, and Americanas are going to come May 27th. And I still have, I'm going to order some more Polish chickens, as well as, and they're going to have their own special section. I'm going in with some friends to get some turkeys, some Thanksgiving turkeys, so those will come in June. We just finalized that. We're going in together because for Mary McMurray, the minimum that you can order is 15, and so they didn't want to order 15, so I think there's like a few people, maybe like 4 couples that are going in together to get turkeys. So I'm going to order 5. Those are going to come in June. I went over my calendar this morning again to put on the chickens that we are ordering. So this year I think I'm gonna do butter coffee. This year I think the plan is to do 3 rounds of meat chickens. I want to be able to, I still want to order all of my beef from Butcher Box because we don't have a beef cow. But all of my chicken I want to be able to raise here. And so I think I'm going to go into another company who has meat chickens available and get my first round of meat chickens. February 27th is the date that I was looking at. And that will give me 8 weeks in order to process them, and then a week off from meat chickens. And then the next round will come May 1st, and then 8 weeks from there, and then 1 week break, and then another round. So I think we're going to end up raising about, each time I'm going to ship 26. So that is about 78 chickens for the year. And hopefully that will be enough. I will see if I need to order 1 more round of chickens. But I'm hoping between that and I want to get started on meat rabbits, that would be the source for our like white meat, like the chicken and the rabbit, and then ordering my beef from Butcher Box. And I think that should work out. On top of the Polish chickens that I want to get ordered and the what's it called, the egg layers, I want to place an order for just like an assortment of colorful egg layers, just because I feel like I have a lot more browns than I do have. I only think I have 1 green egg layer, and so I want to get some more green egg layers. I think I do have a few blue. And then I don't have any copper morans. I thought I had a copper moran, but I actually think that I have a well summer. I know at least the rooster that I thought was a copper moran is probably most likely a well summer, because when I was on the site I was looking up the difference between black copper moran and well summers, and he looks like a well summer rooster, which I thought he looked like a copper moran when we first were trying to ID them, because I think I had ordered both and now this is more than a year ago, probably like a year and a half ago. And so I want to get some copper morans, because even if that chicken that we do, that hen that we have, it's a dark egg layer, but I don't know if it's a copper moran, and it only lays like once every couple of days. And so I do want to get some more colorful egg layers. The Polish chickens, that's what I'm going to order today, is the Polish chickens, the egg layers, more colorful egg layers, and then the meat chickens to come February 27th. I think with the colorful egg layers, I'm going to have them shipped or come February 3rd. And of course I'll have to keep these separate. I'll have to keep the Polish chickens separate, but I'm going to raise them big enough to go into the flock with my other Polish chickens. And then I'll probably keep those right outside my garden because I think they're so cute with their little puffs. And then the colorful egg layers, I'll probably keep them on this side, closer to the house as well. And then I'll still have my main flock that is in the movable coop to go around. But I do want to have some chickens closer to my garden, so if I, like right now when we have gardens, when we have scraps from in the house and we want to feed them, we have to, the girls walk pretty far because they're on the other side of the property, which I mean right now we're going to bring them a little closer just because it's been raining, but you guys know what I'm saying. So I showed the finished product on Instagram, but if you guys aren't on Instagram, then you haven't seen it. So let me turn you around and show you. So I actually, put the kitchen together in this way. 2 of the baskets up top are still empty, and I think 1 in the middle row is empty. But this is basically how we've been using it for the past couple days, and so far it's been working really well. Some of the comments that I was getting was that this was too close over the stove, which is actually pushed back pretty far. It's less than halfway back on the stove, and it's pretty high. No lower than a microwave would have been, because that's basically where the other microwave was. So I'm not really worried about that. The other concern was that with heat rising, it could mess with the wood or mess with my spices. I'm definitely leaving my spices there just because my kids need access to the plates, and I like them in this spot, and I'm not going to put the seasonings up higher because when my kids are cooking, they need to be able to reach them lower, and I like them there. And if heat starts bothering them, then we'll think of something else. But right now, that's where they're staying. I think they're pretty, all of them are in glass jars except for a few store-bought ones, but leaving it like that. And see, I think I like it pretty good. And then I can still fit my canner on here, so that was important. I actually didn't eat breakfast this morning because I was just going to go ahead. I had some things I was working on this morning where I, separated the seeds. I was working on my Homestead calendar and things that we have going on. And I pulled off the seeds that I wanted to plant and went to the post office. So I did a lot of stuff this morning, and I was just going to go ahead and get those seeds planted and work on that. But like I said, I was feeling a little stressed after finding all of those wet seeds. And so I need to, my anxiety was a little high. So I decided to come in and make me some coffee. And then now I'm going to make me some eggs and maybe have some toast and feel better. And then go about my day. So this was totally not planned. This is just I don't know, chat with me. Chat with me, hang out with me. For the surprise garden seeds, which threw everything off. I do have some clothes in the dryer I need to take out, and then some clothes that I need to put in the dryer. Totally random. So far, we've been using the kitchen. We had the KitchenAid down here, and my daughter has I made rolls yesterday, and my daughter's made bread about 2 times. We moved the microwave right there because I didn't feel like thinking of, my husband tried to hang the microwave, and there's only one stud coming down, and it just didn't feel secure. So we ended up putting that sign there, and it's just been working out really fine, and having the microwave there has been fine. A lot of other people were talking about the vent and stuff like that. We actually didn't have a vent in the old setup with the old stove and microwave. There was no vent underneath the microwave. That hole it's closed on the outside of the house, and so I don't know if that's something that when this house was built it had an outside vent going out, but when we bought the house, that's sealed up. There's no access to outside on the ceiling or in the back. And so it was just a microwave hanging here. But in our old house that we also had a ventless microwave that just kind of circulated air inside of the house. And so that's the microwave that we have there. It has a fan on the bottom, but it's not to circulate air outside or anything like that. It's a one that just circulates the air inside. What in the world is this? There's some kind of scratch or something right here on my counter. But anyway, and so that was another concern, people asking where was this venting out to. So the answer is it's not. Well, instead of the video that I got planned, you guys get to hang out with me while I made myself breakfast and had an unexpected turn of events. Once I finish eating this, this cat. Once I finish eating this, I'll recuperate, regroup, and then rethink about my list and just start with something. Because like I said, I was a little overwhelmed at all the things that I have to do. But I'm just going to start with one thing and then just keep moving on down the list. And whatever I don't get done, I will get done tomorrow. So thank you guys for hanging out with me on this unexpected vlog. And I'll see you guys next time.